Welcome back to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. We asked Chat GPT to predict the next 10 NWA World Heavyweight Champions. We had done this with TNA last week. This week is the turn of NWA. And who will Chat GPT pick? Well, let's start. So like I said before, it goes in reverse order, with number 10 being the furthest one out to the number 1, who they think will dethrone current champion Tom Latimer. So at number 10, we have Mike Knox. Now, those of you that know Mike Knox, he is currently part of Trevor Murdoch as well, as part of the NWA World Tag Team Champions of Knox and Murdoch, Crockett Cup champions as well. And you just wonder at one point, maybe in the NWA, do they decide to move Mike Knox into a heavyweight championship position within the company, and thus could he be an NWA champion? Now on ChatGPT, they said late 2028 for Mike Knox. That's a long way away yet, but who knows? The NWA could crown a heavyweight champion. Well, they probably will crown a new heavyweight champion in 2028, and that man could indeed be Mike Knox. Moving on to number 9 on the list, and that is the first member of the Southern Six, Alex Taylor. Too hot to trot. Alex Taylor has been doing some great things in the NWA. He's also a champion currently. His matches have been absolutely fantastic. And, you know, I can imagine we're going to see all of the members of the Southern Six on this list, I would assume, at one point during this top 10 list. And Alex Taylor definitely up there. Some of the matches that he has put on is fantastic. And perhaps Too Hot to Trot may need to trot away from the Southern Six in order to get that World Championship opportunity. But no doubt Alex Taylor has it all and has got it all and has all the tools to become NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. Will he be in the future? We will wait and see. On to number 8 on ChatGPT's list of the 10 next NWA World Heavyweight Champions. And that brings us to Trevor Murdoch. Or Trevor Murdoch, no stranger to the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. He's a stalwart of the company as well. He's won the Crockett Cup. And one thinks that if Trevor Murdoch would become NWA World Heavyweight Champion one more time, I think that he would have to be probably around an anniversary show, like not necessarily NWA 77, but maybe NWA 78 or 79, a really important event. Because if Trevor were to win that NWA World Heavyweight Championship again, you would have to put it in a special moment. It couldn't just happen on an episode of Power. I don't really think any other like signature live events that they do would do it other than the anniversary. Maybe a Crockett Cup, but that's more tag team wrestling. So Trevor Murdoch on the list to become NWA World Heavyweight Champion again in the future. One will have to find out, but we move on to the next one that ChatGPT has predicted, and that man is Aaron Stevens. Wow. I mean, Stevens, well, he is recently, we're still getting over it, the mint julep match that he was unsuccessful in beating Thomas Latimer for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship on an episode of Power. But you can't question Aaron Stevens when it comes to what he's done for the NWA and everything that he does. He's a manager of champions as well. BFT held the tag team championships for a long time. Recently, maybe a little bit of dissension, a little bit of things not going too well for Aaron or BFT. But nevertheless, you wouldn't rule out Aaron Stevens as a future NWA World Heavyweight Champion. I God forbid if that ever did happen, because I don't know what carnage or damage, and that's BFT, that would be caused in the NWA should that happen. But ChatGPT puts him on the list as someone who will in the future win the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. We will wait and see. We're on the halfway mark now, as ChatGPT now selects Colby Corino as a man who's going to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Well, we know that he's got a chance at Hard Times. That match with Latimer is still to come on the Hard Times episodes of NWA Power, which you can see currently on the NWA X channel. Just type in at NWA. They pin the latest episode to the top of the list there. You'll be able to see it Tuesdays, 6:05 Eastern, 11:05 UK time. Colby Corino, he is definitely a contender. This is pretty much saying, though, that they don't think that Colby Corino will dethrone Tom Latimer at Hard Times. But he is already in line. Again, with Colby, I would have to think if they do this with him, that it would have to come. I would say something like a sow-in for Colby if it did ever happen. I don't think an anniversary show, because with Trevor Murdoch there's a bit more lineage, and that's no disrespect to Colby. There is a lineage within the family. Obviously his dad Steve Corino and whatnot. But yeah, my feeling on this is that Colby would probably win it at sow-in or something. In a match, we've seen him in a no limits match when he's dived off of balconies and such. What that would be where I see Colby winning it. But Colby Corino as a future NWA World Heavyweight Champion, I absolutely agree with that. As we move further up the list, Chat GTP selects, well, the man himself, Kerry Morton. I mean, this man is there's no doubt about it. He is a future NWA World Heavyweight Champion. I totally agree with Chat GPT here. Alex Taylor certainly, sorry, not Alex Taylor, Kerry Morton. Sorry, Alex Taylor was already on the list from the Southern Six. Kerry Morton being higher up, I kind of get where Chat GPT's thinking here. He does have everything he needs. He's also got his father still by his side in Ricky Morton. There is no doubt that Kerry Morton will be an NWA World Heavyweight Champion at some point in his career. But it remains to be seen when. I mean, you could argue that is still a bit further down the list, maybe more so than what people would have expected, sort of a halfway markish for Kerry Morton. Would you put him higher or lower than that? I mean, there's a lot of people that think he could be the next NWA World Heavyweight Champion, and I'm sure he believes that himself. So an interesting point there. Maybe Chat GPT maybe took it a little bit easy here and put him in an easier position than perhaps he should be in. But nevertheless, Kerry Morton round about halfway on this list of Chat GPT's World Heavyweight Champions. Let's move further up the list, shall we? And next is Big Strong Mims. Now, I tell you what, he's had the national championship as well, and he's done a lot there with Black G's. He could have you could argue that last year was Mims's breakout year within the NWA, aligning himself with Black G's, winning the national championship. He's got it all going on at the moment, and he's changed, the way that he performs in the ring as well. Mims is a lot more aggressive than he used to be. We're seeing that side of him. He's not really targeted the World Heavyweight Champion Tom Latimer as of yet either. He's not been sort of in and around that area. He's been focusing on doing what he's doing. Maybe, just maybe, the Lucky Seven comes into play with him. That could be something that happens in the future. I could see that happening for Mims. He could do the Lucky Seven, but Mims is definitely one I would be keeping a lookout on. They got him down here as sort of 2026, early 27. So they're putting him a little bit further out the door, even though he's quite high up the list. I think Mims has got a great shot, but I think he's going to have to start to look at challenging the likes of Latimer for the heavyweight championship, or at least having like an eliminator match or some kind of match with him, just to see where he racks up against the current champion Tom Latimer. But Mims up the list with Chat GPT. Let's take a look at our final few now, beginning with Carson Drake. Now, what we do know with Carson Drake is Lucky 7 is on the horizon. He may have even reached Lucky 7, I think, recently. He can cash that in for an opportunity to take on the champion Tom Latimer. And Carson Drake is one that he's annoying. Yes, he's got a Carson shuffle that everyone needs to see, and certainly he certainly shows us enough of that during every time he's in the ring on Power. But he does have a knack of winning. He doesn't lose many, Carson Drake. You know, I think he's undefeated against Max the Impaler, and he did beat Max as well. So Carson is one to keep an eye on, especially, I would say, into 2026 with Carson. 2025 is, you know, we said it about Mims about breakout years. Well, Carson's technically in his breakout year now. He's won championships in the NWA. He's won championships on the territories. He could be one in the very, very near future that causes an upset. And it would be an upset at the moment if he was to beat Tom Latimer. But Carson Drake is definitely one up there. And he's turned himself into this talent. You know, Carson, when he come on, I wasn't too sure. Fee wasn't too sure about him. But he has turned it right around with it. Everything works with Carson Drake at the moment. And to be honest, with everything working and that momentum behind him, maybe he can cause a big surprise in 2025 if Chat GPT puts him around third on this list. We go to number 2 now. Who has Chat GPT said will be a world heavyweight champion in the NWA? Of course, the Overman, the Overlord himself, EC3. Well, funny enough, on a recent episode of Power, he did say that on the 365th and a day that he will rise again now, which would be NWA 77, because he lost the NWA championship to Tom Latimer at NWA 76. So does that mean that EC3 will be challenging Tom Latimer again for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship at NWA 77? Well, we don't know, because the NWA 77 is yet to be announced by NWA, so we don't know when and we don't know the location. But EC3 is always in the head, and I think he still is in the head of the current NWA World Champion Tom Latimer. And when EC3 comes for that gold again, one would suggest that he would be a partial favourite to win that gold. But we will wait and see. But we're at number 1. Who does Chat GPT think will be the person to knock off Tom Latimer as NWA World Heavyweight Champion? That man is Silas Mason, number 1 on the list for Chat GPT. Again, the man that's got it all. Is he going to be in the Southern Six much longer? We don't know, but Silas Mason is a man who can definitely match Latimer for strength and size and power, and the Thrillbilly himself is ready and primed to take that title from Tom Latimer. When that will be, we don't know. Could that be at NWA 77? It won't be at the Crockett Cup, we know this, but Silas Mason is the number 1 pick from Chat GPT. The next World Heavyweight Champion is right on your screens there, folks. That's the man that's going to dethrone Tom Latimer, according to Chat GPT. We'd love to hear your opinions on the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast, so please let us know in the comments who you think will be the next World Heavyweight Champion in the NWA. And don't forget, you can watch Power every Tuesday, 6:05 Eastern, 11:05 UK, on the NWA official X account. Just type in NWA on X, you'll be able to see it there. It will soon be moving to Roku on the 28th of July. More news on that when it comes. But thank you for watching the Chat GPT special again on the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. You can catch us at HTT Buckle on X, HTT Buckle on YouTube, Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast on all other social media outlets. And until next time, everybody, buckle down, stay safe, and goodbye.